Oh God, we're back. Yes, we're back. Hello everyone. It's Adrian, and you're welcome. Welcome back to the channel where I talk about my unfiltered thoughts and opinions that nobody asked for. If that sounds like something that you're into, like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into today's episode. If you're someone who has a perfectly normal life, a beautiful life that you like, everything is going well, everything is going your way, the quickest way for you to ruin it and basically jeopardize every single good thing that is going on in your life right now is for you to develop a savior complex. And to people who may not know what a savior complex is, it's basically when you feel this, when you constantly feel this need for you to save other people, and help them fix all their problems, even when it might have nothing to do with you, even when it might come at a big cost on your part. It's like, no, you don't have to do anything. I got it. I'm strong enough to do that. That's my work. That's what I do. That's what friends are for. That's what family is for. That's what a spouse is for, or a significant other. You get the idea. And with me, when it comes to the people that I love and care about, and when I talk about the people that I love and care about, again, I'm not only talking about like romantic, this could be family, friends, people that you love and care about in general. When it comes to my loved ones, I've always been the kind of person who's like, I'm literally gonna move mountains for you. Just tell me what you want. I'm gonna give that to you. If there's a way that I can do that, if it's like within my means, I'm gonna be able to do that. And when you're someone who's like that and is like really like super loyal and loves the people that you love and are in your life deeply, with me it gets to the point, to this point where it's like, if they're going through something, and if they're going through a hard time, something emotionally, it always somehow like affects me. And that is not like a new thing. That's pretty normal when somebody that you love and care about goes through when it goes through a certain thing, and you see them go through that. It can be pretty hard, again, you care about them, you love them. It can be pretty hard for you to watch them go through all of that. And with me, I just cannot stand it. I cannot stand to watch somebody that I love and care about go through something, to the point where I'm always like, me, I am strong enough. You want to trauma dump, bring it to me. You want to like complain, vent, trauma dump, bring it to me. I'm mentally and emotionally strong enough to take it on. And it's so weird because I've always been the kind of person who used to think that I somehow it is possible for me to be able to shield the people that I love from pain and protect them from ever feeling any kind of agony and pain or negative emotion. And I know that's really weird. You might be listening to this and you're like, Adrian, shut up. Like, what are you talking about? No, like, seriously, I'm being serious. I always used to think that there is a way for me to like protect them from ever feeling any kind of pain, and it's like, you guys don't have to go through that. I'm here for, this is my job, this is what I'm here for, this is what friends are for, this is what family is for, this is what a boyfriend, a significant other is for. You're going through something, you don't have to go through that. You want to trauma dump, bring it to me, and I'm gonna give myself to you in every way possible that I can, to make sure that you don't have to go through that, because I cannot stand to watch you go through that. You know what I mean? Like, I cannot. And if that means for me to show up in ways that you have to like trauma dump, and I can take up and like absorb all of your pain and agony and negative emotions that you may not want to feel, or that are like giving you a hard time, you're going through all of these painful experiences, I don't want you to like go through that. If there is a way I can take that on, let me do it. I'll take it on. It's funny because when you're doing all of that, when you're taking up all of that emotional and mental baggage, I used to be like, I can do this, I can do this. Me, I'm strong enough. Me, I'm different, I don't know what I used to think that I was. I don't know if I used to think that I was some kind of God who could take anything that was like emotionally and mentally uh, taxing from the people that I loved or cared about. I don't know, but I used to be like, when you're going through it, I used to be like, it's not, I can take it on. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. You don't have to go through this. I can take it. I can take it on. All that emotional baggage, I can do it. You never think much of the situation, but as time goes by, you start to go through some things, or you start to notice changes in yourself and the things that you go through in your life, the hard things that you go through, and you start to realize, like, you know what, all that mental and emotional baggage that I used to take on from people, whether that be family or friends or a significant other, and used to think that I could take it. I could take on their trauma and their emotional and mental. I don't want to call it baggage, but I can't really find another word. Like their mental and emotional baggage that I had no business carrying and associating myself with. I was wrong. I think it did have an impact on me, and a really negative one. Like, you start to notice the way that you act, the things that you do, and your perspective of the world. You start to notice, like, no, it did have an impact on me. It did. And it wasn't a good one. It was not a good one. And again, when people are going through things in your life, you don't that you love, you don't want them to go through that. You don't want them to have to deal with all of that. You're always like, I can take that on. I can take that on, and you feel this strong urge and sense of responsibility that one of those when those people that you love and care about are like going through all these things or going down a path that is not right, and is going to be destructive for them, that later down the line you start to think that no, it's my responsibility to like save them. Let me tell you something. It is never your responsibility to save anybody. It's your responsibility to save yourself. A spouse, a family member that you love and care about, a friend, it's never your responsibility to save them. And honestly, quite frankly, you can't. You cannot there's nothing that you can do to save anybody, because once they've decided they want to like go do that thing or go on that journey, the only thing that you can do, your responsibility is just to be there and be like, man, this thing that you're doing, this is not right, this is not good for you, this is later like going to like cost you later down the line and like affect you negatively, and like this is not good for you, and I don't think you should be doing that. That is your job as a friend, as, I don't know, a family member or a significant other. That's your job, to be there for those people and advise them and show them what is right and what is not right for them. It's not your job to like throw your life away and like let their negative experiences and the things that they're doing wrong consume you, because you're so worried. It's like, oh god, what if they go down this path? This is not good for them. Like, what if something happens to them? What am I gonna do? That is not your responsibility. It does not matter what you do. If that's what they've chosen, and that's the route that they've chosen to like embark on, there's nothing that you can do to save them. I'm sorry, but you can't. There's nothing you can do. And I used to think that no, there's something I can do, like I can save them, I can try to convince them to like do this and do that, and so like that can be really mentally and emotionally taxing. When you're doing it, again, you don't think much of it. You think that no, I can do it, but later down the line you're gonna look back and be like, I wish I never did that. I wish I never did that, because again, it's really, really gonna cost you not only a lot of time, but a lot of energy, because you're not supposed to be doing that. That is none of your business. That's not your responsibility. For them, your responsibility is to tell them, do this, do that. If they can, let them be. When you love and care about someone, it's never easy to be like, you're doing something that's wrong, something that I don't agree with, or you're going through something, or going down a path that I can't really follow you on. I can't come with you. But again, you love them, you love and care about these people. You don't just want to like let them go and like set them free to do whatever they want to do and like let them go through this path that is self-destructive again because you love and care about them. It can be so hard to watch them go down that path, go down that path because you're like, no, like you don't know. I can do something. I can do something to save them. I can do something to change them. I can make them change their mind. I can save them. No, you cannot. There is nothing that you can do to save people. People change when they want to change. People do different things because they want to do them. There is nothing that you can do to change them. You know, there's nothing that you can do to change them or save them. But for the longest time, man, I used to think that no, I can't, you don't understand. I just need a little bit more time. And man, that used to consume me. That used to consume the hell out of me. And I used to be like, no, I can take it on. But that emotional and mental baggage that I used to take on and be like, I can do it. I can do it. And I never thought that it would ever affect me. But now that I'm able to look back on the horrible, like the negative effect that it had on me, I'm just at this point in my life where I'm like, no, if someone that I love is going through something, it's like, I love you, I care about you. When you need my help, I'm here to help. If you want to talk, I'm here to talk. I'm here to help. I'm here to listen to you. But if you don't want to change and like improve your life, there is nothing that I can personally do to save you. If this is the path that you're choosing to like go on, go. There's nothing that I can do to save you. But also, you need to understand that once you become this person that is like self-destructive, you know, there's nothing that I can do, and it will get to this point where it's like, this is not the person that I became friends with. This is not the person that I grew up with. This is not the person that I started dating. This is not who I know you to be. And for that reason, I need to let you go. There's nothing that I could do to save you. I did my best. I did my best to like advise you and be here for you and like help you be a better person. But there is nothing now that I can do to save you. And for that reason, I choose to set you free. I choose to let you go. I love you and I care about you. You know, you'll always be family or my friend or somebody that I dated. And I love you and I care about you. But you need to stay over there and I'm gonna stay over here. I love you, I care about you, but stay over there. I'm gonna love you from afar. I'm gonna love you from afar because the person that you've become or the person that you're becoming, I cannot bear it anymore. I cannot watch you destroy yourself and destroy your life right in front of my eyes, you know, right in front of my eyes, you know, watching this person that you've always known, that you've always loved, become this, become unrecognizable. And it's like, who even are you? Like, seriously, who are you? And again, you've tried every single thing to save them or help them be a better person, but there is nothing you can do. That is out of your control, and that is not your responsibility to try and save these people because there's nothing that you can do. Absolutely nothing. I just feel like at this point in my life, I'm just in this space where I'm like, this is what I've done with myself. You know, I have done every single thing that I possibly can do to work on myself, work on my traumas, you know, work through my emotions and my mindset and every single thing that I've been through and all of these things turning negative stuff that I've gone through into something positive, and I've come out of the other side, you know. And it's not because I'm different, it's not because I'm special, because if I am special, so are you, you know. If I was smart and strong enough to like go through my own stuff and be able to like solve my own issues, you know, all my traumas, all the things that I go through, and be like, you know what, I'm not gonna associate myself, I'm not gonna associate that with other people. That is my baggage, that's my stuff. I mean, I don't really like to call them like a baggage, but I don't have another word to describe that, but that's my emotional and mental baggage. It's my responsibility to deal with, and I dealt with it. The same way that I fixed that, I fixed myself and worked on myself to be better. I'm not different. I'm not special. You can do that. If I was smart and strong enough to be able to do that and be better and come out of the other end as a better person and stronger and smarter person, so can you. You can do the same. You know, I'm not different. I'm not special. We're the same. You can do the same thing. If I could do it, so can you. So can you. So I don't always have to like associate myself with every single thing, with every bad thing that you're going through, and I have to like you have to like trauma dump, and I have to take on your emotional stuff and mental. God, I really don't want to call it like I don't want to call it like that. I don't want to call it like emotional or mental um, baggage, but I can't really find another word for that. Again, like I care about you and I love you and I'm gonna be here when you need me to be here for. But I was strong enough to do all of that work on myself. So can you. I'm here. I love you, but work on yourself first. Work on yourself. And if you're in a point where you can't do that, you can be a better person. We can't do it. I can't be friends with you anymore. I can't. We can't be. I mean, I guess we'll always be family, but like we're not gonna be close like we used to be because I did all of that work to be a better person. Why aren't you doing the same? Why are you making the things that you're going through my responsibility? And I know that a lot of that is not their fault. It's my fault because again, I'm the one who used to have this savior complex, thinking that I can save you. You're going through that. I can save you. I can feel all your emotions, trauma dump. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take it all on me. I'm gonna make it my responsibility to make sure that you get better. You know, and no, I don't want to do that anymore. I refuse to do that anymore. And I think it's just so unfair to myself to have to work through my own things and be better. But when it comes to other people's things or the people that I love, the things that they go through, it has to be my responsibility for me to like help them fix that or take all of that baggage on me. And I know a lot of this is not their fault. They didn't force me. They never forced me to do this or take on those things. But again, because I love them and care about them, watching them go through all of these things can be really really hard, and because it's hard on me and I just can't bear it, I'm like I can't bear it to watch you go through all of these things. I'm gonna have to take that on. I'm gonna have to like make that my responsibility to make sure that you heal. But when people don't want to heal, there's nothing you can do to fix them. Nothing you can do. Later down the line, they're gonna look at you and blame you for the things that they're going through. It's like, oh, I didn't ask you to do this. I didn't ask you to help me. That was never your responsibility. Like, yes, you're right. You never asked me. That's why I don't want to fix anyone anymore. I don't want to fix anyone anymore. The only person I want to fix and work on and like help improve is myself. And it's all just so unfair to yourself. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? You have your own stuff to work through, your own issues and problems to solve, but why are you putting that to the side to try and take on other people's mental and emotional baggage, making that your responsibility, making that your like duty and your job to fix? That is not your responsibility. And I'm gonna say it right now, that's none of your business. Your job is to be there for the people that you love, your friends, your family, your I don't know, your spouse, your significant other. But there's nothing you can do to like change them or like force them to heal. Absolutely nothing. And I'm telling you right now, it is not your responsibility to make sure that you take on your parents trauma or your siblings or your family or your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your friend, your best friend, whomever I might be talking about here. That is not your job. Let people deal with their own stuff. Let people deal with their own traumas. Let them heal when they want to heal. Let them try to get their life together when they want to get their life together. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be there for them. Make sure that, dude, I'm here when you need me, when you need help, anything from me. I'm here. I'm always gonna be happy to help, but that's your thing to deal with. That is your problem to fix. And I'm here in the corner. I'm gonna sit here and like cheer you on and love you and be here for you when you need me to be there for you. But that's your stuff to deal with. That's your trauma to face. That's your own issues to fix. And I know it can be so hard when you love these people and you want to do all these things for them, but it's not your job. What your parents feel, you're not responsible for your parents' emotions. You're not responsible for your grandparents' emotions. You're not responsible for your friends' emotions. You're not responsible for your spouse's emotions. There's nothing you can do to fix that. If you start to feel like, no, I have to save them, there's nothing you can do to fix them and save them. That is not your job. It's not your responsibility to save your family or save your friends or save your girlfriend or your boyfriend. It's not your job. Your job is for you to look after yourself. It's for you to save yourself, work on yourself, work through your traumas. That is your job. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be going like trying to move mountains for people or try to like absorb and like try to protect the people that you love from ever feeling any pain and feeling like you can solve anything for them like I used to do. And again, I'm not blaming anyone. And if I were to go back to time, I would do it again. I would do it again. I do not regret anything that I did or any help that I ever gave to the people that I love. But now I'm able to look back on that and be like, man, that really did affect me and not in a good way. It really did. Obviously, now I do not have that savior complex when people go through things, the people that I love in my life. I'm like, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You know, you just have to like encourage them. Sorry, you just have to like encourage them and be like, you know what, you got it. You got it. You know, I have all these traumas and all these issues that I went through. I worked through them. You know, I did all the work that I needed to do, and I'm better now. And you can do the same. I'm here when you need me, but I'm gonna cheer for you and love you from a distance. You don't need to get in there and try to fix every single thing and force them to be like, oh, you're depressed, clean your room. I'm gonna help you to clean your room. You're going through something, trauma dump on me and try to like do every single thing for them and try to move every piece for them to try to fix their life and get their life together. Again, I'm not telling you to not be a good friend or a good significant other. I still do these things with the people that I love right now, but now I know my limits. I know what I'm supposed to do and what I'm not supposed to do. I know my limits. I know how much I can take on. I know my limits, and now when I watch people that I love and care about go through some hard things, I'm able to like sit here and be like, I'm really sorry that you have to go through that and you have to deal with that. And I care about you and I'm gonna be here when you need me, but also I'm not gonna fix anything for you. You know, I don't feel this urge to like throw my life away or throw every single thing of my own that I need to be working on to like cater to someone else and try to fix their issues and their problems. I'm able to sit here and be like, you know what? I've always been strong enough to like fix my own stuff, my own issues. You're also strong enough to do that. And I believe in you, you can do that. And that is not you trying to like mock them or try to like make fun of them. No, that's you genuinely believing them and trying to like, I don't know, I guess train them to fix their own issues and heal on their own and get better on their own, because again, it's at the end of the day, it's their own responsibility to get better. And you always have to have this sense of like discernment, you know, to be able to protect your own emotions and feelings, you know, because when someone that I love is going through a hard time, I used to also go through a hard time because I'm like, I told you not to do this, but you did it anyway, you know, and now you're here having a hard time, literally going through the most, and I'm down here with you. You're suffering, I'm suffering with you because I can watch you go through all of this. I can bear it because I just love you so much. And now all of us are down here going through these things that we could have avoided. But now I'm able to be like, no, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to protect my own mindset, my own well-being, my own emotions from anyone else's trauma or thing that they might be going through, and be like, I'm sorry you have to go through that. I'm sorry you have to experience that, but I'm here when you need me. But also I'm like protecting myself and shielding myself, it's so important. It's so important, you know what I mean? I'm not the kind of person who always like go out of my way anymore to like try to move mountains for people and like involve myself too much in their life than I'm supposed to, like more than I need to be doing, because again, I'm strong enough to always deal with my own stuff. They're also strong enough to be able to do that every single time without fail. If I could do it, they could do it too. They could do it too. And I think that, man, it can be pretty hard. It can be pretty hard, but I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn the hard way. And if you're someone who's still experiencing that, trying to save someone, but also they keep disappointing you and they don't want to be saved and they're like giving you a hard time, it's time for you to let go. It really is a hard time. It really is time for you to let go and be like, I love you, I care about you, but no, I don't want to do this anymore. You're gonna have to fix yourself. If you can't do that, you're gonna have to stay over there and I'm gonna have to stay over here. I love you, I care about you, but no, I'm not gonna have to associate myself with that anymore. I don't have to, If you being around them constantly like takes a toll on you emotionally, don't do it. Don't do it. You need to let go. You need to let go of that. It's not your responsibility. It's not. It's never been and it will never be your responsibility. Let people deal with their own stuff, with their own emotions. Let them learn to be strong on their own. You don't have to save them. It's not your responsibility to do that. Again, it can be hard when you love these people, but you don't have a choice. You have to. You have to let them do the work on their own. Because, man, if you don't let go of that savior complex and you're just trying to take on every single person's problems, on yourself, and you feel responsible for them to like fix everyone else's issues except your own, that will take a toll on you and it will ruin you. It will literally ruin your life. And that is, I'm not saying that to like be funny or to like scare you or like metaphorically. No, I mean that quite literally. It will ruin your life. Mind your own business. Focus on your stuff. Love people. Be there for them, but also teach them to deal with their own issues and fix their own problems. It's not your job to fix anyone. It's not. And obviously I don't do that anymore and I'm able to like let people do their own thing and mind my own business. Also, another thing that you need to do, you need to ask yourself, like, do they even deserve it? Like, do they even deserve that kind of treatment from you? Maybe they do deserve it, and generally speaking, but do they deserve it from you? Especially if it's someone that you've been directing and telling, like, don't do this, do that, do this is what's better for you, but they keep going back to the same thing that are bad for them, and now you have to watch them like fall apart, and it's like, no, I don't want to do that. Absolutely not. I told you before that was not good for you. You did it anyway. I'm not gonna do it anymore. Go do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, and you basically have to attach. You have to detach. You have to fully like detach and be like, I love you, but I'm not gonna associate myself with your problems anymore. You're gonna have to solve them on your own. Do it on your own. Again, not every single person deserves that. If you're giving too much of yourself to people and you're like give, it doesn't have to be material things. If you're like giving a lot of your energy and your presence and your emotional and mental strength and energy to people that don't even deserve it, like, no, it can really do take a toll on you, and in a really really negative way, a really really negative way. Most especially, not to be funny here, but like most especially if you're like an empath, and it's like easier for you to like feel what other people are feeling. It can be tough, but yeah, that's just something that I had in mind. Let people fix their own issues. It's not your job, it's not your responsibility. Learn to let go and focus on yourself. And no, that does not make you a selfish person. It does not. It doesn't. Also, you need to ask yourself, like, are they even doing the same thing for you? No? Then what are you even doing? What are you doing? So now, focus on yourself. And it's just something that I wanted, that had been on my mind for a while now, and I just wanted to talk about it and talk about it with you guys and kind of like hang out again like we always do. So yeah, but that's all I have to say for today's episode. And oh god, I said too much. I don't even know what I said. I didn't even have a script. I was just like talking, so yeah, that's all I have to say for today's episode. I love you. I care. What am I saying? Oh my god, I mean, I love you. Take care of your. Sorry, I love you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Again, it's not your job, it's not your responsibility. Focus on yourself. I love you. Take care of yourself, and bye. I'll see you guys on the next one. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. And that's it. Bye bye.